Good morning, everybody. Let's have a look at these charts, and we will start with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin basically is bouncing so far this daily. We haven't reached the 20 moving average. We didn't reach the 21 exponential moving average, which have all moved up significantly now. So if we were to pull back into that 20, it's now 90,400. It's moving up significantly. So if we were going to bounce from anywhere, it was going to be bouncing from one of these two. And if it didn't bounce from there, it would get particularly nasty and go down into the deep 80s, maybe even the 70s. And it might do that later on. And I don't mean today or tomorrow or next week or anything like that. Just eventually, like a deeper correction is more likely. But if we were to measure this now from the top wick to the bottom wick, it's a 9% move. It's been pretty tame, as opposed we're still sort of in some sort of pretty hot bull market across the board for absolutely everything. And we're getting picked up, front run almost. So Bitcoin's looking reasonably good, but you know what's better is generally basically all the altcoins, really. We were doing the live stream last night, and I urge you to join the Patreon. And we look at all these charts, millions of, well, no, maybe not millions, but we look at it. Everybody gets to ask a question or two, and so we end up looking at dozens of charts. And one thing we were noticing is that as Bitcoin was falling, wicks were forming at the bottom of altcoins, showing strength for altcoins, while Bitcoin was continuously moving down. So it looks to me like we're in a repeat situation of the previous major alt season of 2021. I'm not suggesting that you should be expecting 10x's or anything like that, but what I mean is Bitcoin pulls back and altcoins pull back, and then altcoins bounce harder and higher to higher highs, and Bitcoin might only move to lower highs. So Bitcoin consolidates for a short period while altcoins outperform. It's an alt season, basically, as I have been explaining for a long time. So we were seeing the evidence of that, literally taking place in front of our face, giving us, I suppose, a bit of a optimistic, bullish bias that we're going to be seeing green today, and maybe even decent green, regardless of Bitcoin's power or strength. It's like a rotation, basically. I don't know if this is a new concept to you. I don't know how long you've been in crypto. For those who've been subscribed to my channel for years, you'll have heard me talk about it millions of times before. But a rotation previously, in previous bull markets, was really key because it was quite a small market. To see Bitcoin trading, 24-hour trading volume of even a few hundred million was a big day. Now we trade at several billion on a 24-hour basis, and that's just on a normal day. So it was a much smaller market. So in order to make the most out of that market, rotations from Bitcoin and then selling that Bitcoin into altcoins and then selling those altcoins back to Bitcoin, that was basically one of the main strategies that people would try to employ to make the most of the market, really. Now it's not so much because we're back up at 3 trillion market cap now for crypto as a whole. But back then it was important, and so this is why people look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Really, Bitcoin was most dominant over here when altcoins were only basically just being invented. Then when they got completely invented, the dominance fell and everybody bought the altcoins. Then the bear market kicked in, everybody went back into Bitcoin effectively, or Bitcoin maintained a stronger market cap. But this is when the rhythm really started to pick up pace, really, in the previous, in the last bull market. So rallied up, okay, everybody in Bitcoin, okay, reach a resistance, everybody in altcoins, okay, we've reached a bottom, everybody back in Bitcoin, massive peak into altcoins. Okay, time to go back into Bitcoin, okay, massive alt season, boosh. And then, up to you, really, how you play this. But clearly it's been a Bitcoin dominant market for a long time, and Bitcoin has gained enormous prices, horrendously massive prices, big market cap. Some people are unable to rotate their ETF money. Michael Saylor, the Kingdom of Bhutan. All those Bitcoins are not going into rotation, but from a retailer's perspective or smart trader's perspective, it looks like it's time to do some rotation, and that is to sell some of that Bitcoin into altcoins. Now we are at a support on the Bitcoin dominance chart, so we may see a bounce here. But if we do break down from here, it looks to me like an alt season will continue. Now, we've been talking about alt season for ages, so I suppose, you're already saying, oh, this is already an alt season. Yeah, it is alt season, but if we get a rotation as well as just, markets moving up, then that really does mean alt season, because basically that means that Bitcoin is static or gaining very little, or even decreasing in its value while altcoins rally. This sort of thing can take place over a period of weeks or months, but when it finishes, you don't want to, we call it a train dodge. How long do you want to stay into those altcoins, and at what point are you going to bail? Because it will end in tears usually. Now, this is something I wanted to point out, and I was pointing it out on the live stream yesterday. So all I've got on this is just Ethereum, but there's many altcoins that look like this. So we've got the trend signals here. This is a conversion baseline cross above the cloud. The way we play the Ichimoku cloud, it gives you an exit point. Oh, why is it black? I don't want that. So we've got the signal for a continuous trend here. There's a few components to this to make the trend real. There's the cross above the cloud, the Chiku span, which is this here, the lagging span or the Chiku span above the price action, and then obviously the price needs to be above the cloud. The trend will come to an end if this Chiku span closes inside price action, or this blue crosses this red, and at the moment they're diverging. So it looks strong to me that we're going to keep going up. I would expect it to keep going up. But what we can say is that if this Chiku span closes in the price, which means that it's got like just over a week, it's got 9 days to clear this previous high, make a new high, so we don't have to worry about this closing inside price action. So we've basically got 9 days, really. 9 days to continue with this. Some altcoins got a little more, some got a little less. Let me try and think of examples that I definitely know. Atom's got a good example. There's your trend signal. So obviously we've got our Chiku span over here. How long is it that we've got to clear this previous high? We've got 21 days in the case of Atom to continue the trend. What else we got? I mean, we're spoiled for choice. Algorand. These are just some of the ones that that I know about. Chiku span all the way up here, cross down here. Again, trend signals are kicking in all over the place. You should subscribe to the channel. This is nothing new. I've been talking about these since they were forming. I was talking about the alt season, but before it happened, you do need to subscribe. Another 21 days to clear this previous, this most recent high. Oh, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. There's so many. SHIB, we've got so many. It's just, we're spoilt for choice. Chiku span, look, the cross took place all the way down here, the entry point down here. Now, this is an interesting one because this one's getting closer and closer and closer to its big wall of price. So we really only have 8 days in the case of SHIB to break out, which means that if this is going to be real, if this is going to be a real breakout and not cancel out this trend signal, it's got to happen within 8 days. So I'm saying that SHIB needs to create a new local high within 8 days, otherwise it cancels out its trend signal. This is a strong trend signal, by the way, so I'm going to say that I expect it to work. I expect that within 8 days we will at least be higher than the candle bodies, which are up here at 2783, and knowing how SHIB performs, probably higher than that. But I'm just going to say it. We've got 8 days to break the rally. Okay, 8 days to break the rally. So again, I'm just putting it to you. Things are looking very good. Things are looking ace. You've got to buy the dips on these. It looks like alt season rotation period, which is an interesting time. And I urge you to join the Patreon so we can look at all of these things together twice a week. The next live stream will be on Friday. I've got a half price sale on the tier 2 if you're looking for advice and stuff like that for learning to trade. I'm not going to feed you trades. I'm going to teach you on the tier 2 or tier 3. But other than that, I will leave it with you there. Things are looking pretty sweet. Things are looking very good. I believe this rotation is really starting to pick up pace now, which will lead to a much larger period in this alt rally. Hopefully you were positioned in at lower areas. Recognize what I've said about all of these charts. They have generated trend signals at much lower, so the best entry points are always going to be lower. But based on what we see, we should have continuation over the next couple of months. And if we don't, we know that this trend has come to an end, and we can exit and we can bail, and we can reassess for the next period of alt rally, or just sit the market out for a little bit. So the charts are giving us all the edge that we need. For those who are either at lower or even lower than that, or for those who are expecting continuation, we need to have it, well, in some cases over a period of 3 weeks, in some cases a period of 2. And in the case of SHIB, we've got 8 days. Again, all the charts have given us clues. It looks like, out of my portfolio, if anything's going to move significantly, it probably will be SHIB next. The only reason I'm saying that is because it has to, otherwise this trend falls and it doesn't continue. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Right, I'll leave it with you there. There's nothing much more to say about all of this. It does look good. I am very excited for continuation. And so maybe I'll see you on the Patreon or in the Telegram. Right, thanks for watching. Take it easy.